Leading off, playing second base, number 5, Pregame Moreno. Batting second, the pitcher, number 2, C.J. McNeil. Batting third, the third baseman, number 1, A.J. Ramirez. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 8, Kane Decker. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 3, Braden Holster. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 18, Mannix Bernard. Batting seventh, the DH, number 15, Colton Stewart. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 20, Gideon Towner. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 7, Coy Schmader. And playing first base, number 11, Reed McLean. And the rest of the Hawks. The Hawks are coached by Scott Green, Matt Buckmeister, Andy Garcia, and Ty Sheehan. And now the home team on the scoreboard, representing District 14-3A, the Liberty-Eylau Leopards. Leading off, playing second base, number 13, Britton Pikes. Batting second, the first baseman, number 18, Eli Jarvis. Batting third, the shortstop, number 3, Tristan Howell. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 5, Colin Evans. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 1, Dylan Neighbors. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 12, Gabe Jarvis. Batting seventh, the DH, number 15, Cade McLeod. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 4, Mannix Moore. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 6, Arion Taylor. And playing left field, number 16, Will Tipton. And the rest of the Leopards. The Leopards are coached by Zach Fowler, Rick Fowler, Ricky Rushing, and John Stilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Liberty-Eylau playoff baseball action. Chuck, Zach, Frank Sides coming at you live from Forney, Texas, the home of the Jackrabbits, where it's Game 2 of the Class 3A Division I state semifinal matchup between the Liberty-Eylau Leopards and their opponents, the Iowa Park Hawks. And we're hoping for a calmer day than yesterday. The Leopards with a furious rally in the 7th inning to steal game 1 by a 7-2 score, and in the process take the 1-game-to-none lead and a chance to eliminate the Hawks in our first of what potentially would be a 2-game afternoon for a trip to the state championship in Round Rock next Thursday night against the London Pirates from Corpus Christi. Frank Sides, you got your heart rate back down from last night?
Barely. Just the folks flooding into the gates, the horns, the cowbells, everything's got me fired right back up to where we were last night. Obviously, hoping that it doesn't come down to a last inning desperation ball in play to get the Leopards a win today. But man, I didn't sleep last night, Chuck. Gonna be honest, that was awesome.
So that's Frank. We'll keep him going. He's got a coffee, a Monster, something to keep Frank going for the couple hours. We got to do at least 1 game today. We'll start with the lineups. And stepping in is Braden Moreno, the second baseman. The Hawks are in their Kelly green tops with the gray pants. Leopards, of course, in their whites with the red pinstripes. C.J. McNeil, the pitcher, is going to bat second. A.J. Ramirez, the third baseman, is going to hit in the third spot. Kane Decker, the catcher, is batting fourth. Braden Holster, the shortstop, is hitting in the fifth spot. Maddox Bernard, the right fielder, is hitting sixth. It'll be D.H. Colton Stewart batting seventh. Gideon Towner, the left fielder, hitting eighth. And Coit Schmader, the center fielder, is batting ninth. On the hill, Dylan Neighbors. He starts off Moreno with a called first pitch strike. The right-hander delivers low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Eli Jarvis at first. Britton Pipes at second. Tristan Howe short. Maddox Moore is at third. Will Tipton's in left. Colin Evans in center. And Arian Taylor's in right. Behind the plate, Gabe Jarvis. And here's the pitch from Neighbors. That one low, 2-1. Neighbors is 10-0 on the year. This is his 11th start of the season. 54 innings, 33 hits, 23 walks, 45 strikeouts with a 1.28 earned run average. Ground ball, this one to Maddox Moore, foul. The Leopard fans are going crazy over a foul ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's going to be that kind of day. LE fans, pace yourself a little bit.
And the good news is we're 4 pitches in, and the umpire looks like he's going to be a little easier to read tonight, Chuck.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moreno, the right-hander ready. Breaking ball just off the plate for a ball. Moreno was 1 for 4 last night. On the year, he's a 300 hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Missed it. Ball 4.
Not the way you want to start. Your Neighbors on the mound, but it's early.
The pitcher number 2, C.J. McNeil.
And for the pitchers in particular, it's a matter of calming the nerves down. This is a big game, obviously, and you want to be your best, but you got to loosen up a little bit, and you got to let the game come to you. And they had a pickoff at first base. Unfortunately, Eli couldn't handle the throw over on the quick toss by Neighbors, and so Moreno gets back to the bag at first.
You can see him on the shot we had there from the Liberty-Eylau dugout. He said, "My bad."
Yeah. C.J. McNeil steps to the plate now. The freshman was 1 for 4 yesterday. McNeil, right-handed batter. On the year, 319 hitter. Shows bunt, pitch low for another ball. It's 3 in a row that Neighbors has missed.
Same as last night. Both these teams are anticipating a relatively low-scoring game, so try to get on the board first and put a little pressure on your opponent here. It shows bunt.
Iowa Park got on the board first yesterday with a second-inning run. Another throw over to first, and this time a little high. Neighbors was really the anchor of this staff for the longest time during the season. He had a little bit of a balky arm late in the year and missed a couple of starts. They tried to bunt here, and that's going to be a called strike. But he managed to rest him for the first, I think, 3 rounds of the playoffs. He didn't have to make an appearance. So they gave him a little time for that arm to get a little bit stronger. He got to start against, well, actually the second pitcher on against Gunter in that first game last week after Howe couldn't find the strike zone. Neighbors came in and was lights out. This is Neighbors' second playoff start. He's got a 1-0 record in the postseason, 12 innings, 11 hits, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts.
And he's not just missing early, Chuck. He's bouncing everything in.
2-1 count. Neighbors comes again. This one bunted in the air. It's going to be a tough play. Neighbors will, nope, can't get it. Neighbors tried to get it with the glove. It probably would have been better served to barehand it and try to scoop it. He tried to grab it with the glove on the run toward first base, and so runners are going to be at first and second. And I believe they put up an error on that. So the Leopards actually put hit up on it now. They decided it's a hit.
Yeah, that was a good bunt. It was going to take a pretty good play. One that Neighbors thinks he probably should have made, but still, again, not the official scores behind us, but I'd probably give him the hit there as well.
They're going to pull McNeil out and bring in their courtesy runner. That's Kason Gossett. McNeil, of course, is going to be the starting pitcher. Into the batter's box steps A.J. Ramirez. Ramirez showing bunt as well, and again, pitch missed by Neighbors. Ramirez 0 for 3 yesterday. He was hit by a pitch, reached on an error. So nobody out, top of the first inning. Bunt right back to the mound. No play at second. They'll go to first and get the out there. And there's one away. And I think Neighbors really wanted to go to second, but the middle infielders were a little bit slow getting back to the bag.
And small ball by Iowa Park here early. It's got 2 runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Liberty-Eylau infield is back, going to concede the run here on a ground ball up the middle.
Yeah, Kane Decker, the 4-hitter up. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. Decker, a 315 hitter. This one popped up in playable foul territory. Jarvis is under it, struggles a little bit with the wind, but makes the pop out, and that's a huge out.
Man, you just saw your opposing pitcher throw 7, 8 balls out of 10 pitches, and you come up and you flat away at the first pitch and pop out the foul territory in a huge spot.
So here's Braden Holster now, the number 5 hitter. Holster 0 for 1 yesterday, a walk, a sacrifice bunt, and a strikeout. Holster on the season, 229 hitter. Way off the mark by Neighbors, who pounds his own chest. That's my bad.
Let's hope we can find the strike zone. Let your defense work behind you, get back to the dugout and settle down before you come back in the top half. Neighbors got a chance to get out of an inning where he's looked a little shaky, Chuck.
It's about 80 degrees. We'll top out at about 84. It's a little humid. Pitch inside for ball 2.
And sorry, Chuck.
Maddox Bernard.
The intensity of the crowd has not dropped off at all from the 7th inning last night to the 1st today. Exact same.
There's the pitch by Neighbors. Misses again. Ball 3.
Nervous energy to our left for the Liberty-Eylau fans early.
Yeah, and you were right about Neighbors isn't close. He's missing on pitches that are a good 6 inches, 8 inches out of the strike zone. I know it sounds, oh, that's pretty close. No, it's really not. They show bunt on 3-0, and he misses inside again, ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. The bases are loaded. Zach Fowler comes out and says, infield, go back. And this is risky because this is a bunt-heavy team.
It sure is.
Maddox Bernard to the plate now. Bernard yesterday 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a ground out. You're going to ask Neighbors to field this position if it's a bunt. First pitch, strike. Neighbors with a little pump of the head, yeah. No balls and 1 strike. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, top of the 1st. How big could this be for Liberty-Eylau? Missing inside, and again, a little body language on Neighbors. He's still not locked in comfortable yet. 1 ball, 1 strike.
No, you.
1-1 the count. Left-handed hitting Maddox Bernard. Up in the zone, 2-1. Bernard, the only senior on the starting lineup for Iowa Park. And he's got a chance to give his team a lead. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Neighbors. Inside, ball 3.
Oh no. If Neighbors can find the strike zone, he's got to give you something to hit here. This is an ideal spot for the senior. Bases loaded, top of the first.
Here's the pitch. Strike. Tell you what, Mr. Bernard was pretty convinced he just picked up an RBI as he started his trot toward first base, and umpires said, no, son, that was in the zone.
As we know, umpires love that.
Here it comes, pitch on the way. Strike three looking. Dylan Neighbors with the guts of a burglar strikes out the only senior for the Hawks with the bases loaded. No runs, one hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the first when we return here on 107.1 and Game Day.
Top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you.
Dylan Neighbors getting out of the bases loaded jam, didn't give up anything, and if we talked yesterday about Iowa Park having their heart stolen in the 7th inning yesterday, all the positive momentum that you saw for the guys in green and gray just had to be sucked right out of them by Neighbors getting out without giving up a single run.
And body language-wise, just look to your right, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, it's
deflating.
Yep. All right, here's the lineup for the Leopards as Britton Pipes steps in. First pitch to him, breaking ball for a called strike. It'll be Pipes leading things off and hitting, are playing second base. Eli Jarvis is at first. He's going to bat second. Howe's going to be the shortstop tonight. Tristan's going to bat in the 3rd spot. Pitch misses 1-1. Colin Evans in center will hit in the 4 spot. Pitcher Neighbors is batting 5th. Gabe Jarvis hitting 6th. Cade McLeod, the DH, hitting 7th. Third baseman Maddox Moore hitting 8th. And batting 9th, right fielder Arian Taylor. That's a breaking ball, just misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Defensively, it's Reed McLean, the freshman, at first. Braden Moreno, the junior, at second. Braden Holster, the junior, at short. A.J. Ramirez, the sophomore, at third base. Junior Josh Towner, or Gideon Towner, rather, is the left fielder. Junior Coit Schmander is the center fielder, and senior Maddox Bernard is the right fielder. Behind the plate, junior Kate Decker, and it's freshman C.J. McNeil with a 3-1 count to Pipes. And there's ball 4 up high. McNeil's 8-1 on the season. This is his 10th start of the year. 63 innings, 47 hits. He walked 24, struck out 78. A 1.21 earned run average. Teams hitting 191 off of him.
Starting to see a pattern, Chuck. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. We've seen this before.
They said to me before the game that McNeil's a lot like Ramirez, just not quite as good stuff. First pitch, called strike to Eli Jarvis. Jarvis last night, 1 for 4 with a run and an RBI.
Wouldn't shock me if you told me Coach Fowler took him back to Texarkana last night and worked on the breaking ball machine all night.
No, they didn't do that. I can promise you, they did not do that. No balls and 1 strike. Pipes, good runner over at first. He starts to go, hits the brakes, and comes back to first base. Britton on the year, 13 stolen bases. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Leopards with 13. Team leader is Howe with 19.
Did you say the young man on the mound today is a freshman?
Yep.
Oh, boy. There's no way he's been in a spot like this before. Not in middle school.
Not this big. 1-1. Throw over to first, and going back is Pipes. McNeil started Game 2 against Holiday last week, so he's in this exact same position. His team had lost Game 1. They asked him to come out and pitch Game 2. He threw 108 pitches over 7 innings. He struck out 9 and gave up just 2 hits.
Well, let's see how he handles the pressure from Liberty-Eylau and how difficult it is to put batters away once you've got 2 strikes on him.
1-2 the count now to Eli.
We saw some of the frustration last night.
Eli, of course, had the massive swing that gave the Leopards the lead for the first time. This one hard hit into right field. Runners at first and second. Pipes in trouble. Oh, he almost got thrown out at second base. He hit the brakes and went back to the bag, and the shortstop didn't realize he had come back there. Braden Holster, if he'd have turned and tagged, he would have gotten Pipes out.
And on cue, Liberty-Eylau with a 2-strike approach, rips it to right field. We got 2 on and nobody out, Chuck.
Tristan Howe up next. Howe 1 for 4. That was a 7th inning RBI hit. As he steps in.
Did his part on the mound last night. Let's see if he can do his part at the plate today.
Howe in the postseason, 10 hits, 26 at-bats. 4 runs batted in. He's got a chance to get one here. Runners first and second, corner infielders in for Iowa Park. Freshman McNeil.
Gonna take a step off.
Yeah, was ready, then all of a sudden not ready.
You know, you combine the heat, the moment, the pressure, the 2 runners on. I can imagine where his heart rate is right now, Chuck.
He may be too young to know it's a big deal. All right, first pitch to Howe. No show of bunt, fastball off the plate, ball 1.
Something tells me they don't show up with train horns in middle school, though.
Probably not.
Probably shouldn't show up with them anywhere, to be honest, but
all right,
that's a conversation for another day.
Neighbors got out of his jam in the first. It's up to McNeil. Can he get out of his here in the bottom of the first inning? Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Rick Fowler told me today saw Tristan Howe as the best player in 3A this year. He said he's done it all. On the mound, 10-2 record. With the bat, he's hitting .372. Leads his team in steals. .490 on base percentage. And we get something came out of the dugout. Some kids playing football. They threw that ball over the fence playing football over there.
Yep.
The Iowa Park arm, watch for him in the future.
How's one of those kids that if he just happened to hit the lottery and be 6'3", 210, he'd be going to Texas.
Yeah. All right, we'll try it again. 2 balls, no strikes. We'll see if Pipes is swinging here. Long look, here he comes. He is. This one lifted to center, but it's playable. Schmander's in just normal depth. Pipes is going to fake tagging up, but he's not going anywhere, and there's one away.
Yeah, not the swing you want to take in the 2-0 pitch. I'm sure Hal would love to have that one back.
Number 5, Colin Evans.
Here's Colin now. Colin Evans, 2 for 3 yesterday with a run and a couple of runs batted in. Evans for the postseason now, 8 hits and 22 at-bats. He's now up to 24 runs batted in.
If I recall, and I probably can't recall correctly, that was the only extra base hit the pitcher on the mound for Iowa City gave up yesterday.
It was. That pull shot down the first base line, rolled into the right field corner and scored a couple. And Evans steps out. Evans was actually on the All-State tournament team 2 years ago when the Leopards lost in the championship game to China Springs.
So this young man has some experience in these spots.
All right, Colin, little arm waggle. Here he goes. First pitch from McNeil. He showed bunt. Pitches inside for a ball.
That catcher, he's been on one all series. A heck of a defensive catcher. Without a mental lapse down the third base line last night, we might have a different ball game.
1 ball, no strikes.
Just a steel trap back there.
Outfield straight away. Not terribly deep, actually. Corner infielders, especially third base, creeping in. Again, bunt shown, and Evans unable to make contact. It's a ball and a strike now. On deck for Liberty-Eylau is Dylan Neighbors.
You know, I suspect Iowa Park wants you to bunt here, so I'd pull it back and take a swing and try to rip it past that first baseman that's playing in.
Yeah, both corner infielders into the green turf. Now they'll back up the first baseman a little bit. He's really blocking the runner at first.
I think they're thinking the same thing, Chuck.
Yeah. Really worried about keeping Pipes close to the bag at second base. They don't want him to get a running start. And we'll reset and do it again. This game's slowing down dramatically here in this first inning. We were flying last night.
Maybe it'll be reverse of last night. Slow start, fast finish. With a Leopard lead this time.
Freshman C.J. McNeil looking in at the senior Colin Evans. Swings and fouls it. It was a delayed steal at first base, and they were sending Pipes right away from second to third. Did he not get a piece of that? Apparently, he didn't make any contact with it. Ball just got past the catcher. He swung and missed, and that allowed the two base runners to move up.
Now he's got to buckle up, choke up on the bat, put a ball in play, and see if he can't push one across here. But that's the Leopards. That's what they do.
So they got those runners to second and third anyway without a bunt. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Evans now.
Man, they're both stepping out.
A lot riding here early. They're going to move the center fielder over into right center. They moved him about 10 or 12 steps over. Breaking ball away for a ball. 2-2. Good eye by Evans.
Yeah, if that ball had enough bite to get back to the outside corner, there's almost no way you can swing at that. That's just a good pitch.
Corner infielders still are not trusting there won't be a bunt. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hit hard, base hit. Leopards on top, 1-0. Second one coming to the plate, and Jarvis, he's going to score, and the Leopards get on top with 2 more runs batted in for Colin Evans.
Unbelievable 2-strike approach from the Leopards. It never failed. Colin Evans, 2 strikes, stays with it, drives it over the second baseman's head. The Leopards lead 2-0.
Boy, this is a bad inning for Iowa Park to start this game. They loaded the bases and couldn't score in their half of the first, and the Leopards have picked up 2 in the bottom of the first. And this was one of the things that Zach Fowler and I talked about early in the game when we were talking pregame. Can you get on top and really put pressure on Iowa Park?
The answer is yes.
Dylan Neighbors up. Neighbors 0 for 2 with 2 walks yesterday.
Young men on the mound starting to take walks around the mound. You can start to see the moment, the heat, the frustration getting to him a little bit early.
Neighbors with 2 base on balls yesterday, 11 in the postseason. Far and away the most on the team. In fact, it's double anybody else on the team.
They've got to keep Evans close. You know he's looking to get to second as fast as possible.
Throw over to first as Evans dives back in head first. Iowa Park fans trying to urge on C.J. McNeil. Neighbors 1 hit in 15 at-bats in the postseason. He's hitting .281 in the year. Pitch outside, ball 1. But again, 11 base on balls. Gives his on-base percentage off the charts, .470 on-base percentage.
He takes a walk again.
Yeah, McNeil's a bit rattled here.
And again, it comes down to, we've been talking about it all series. You're used to putting these kids away with 2 strikes, and the Leopards just won't go.
1 ball, no strikes. Throw over to first again. So the scenario for Coach Scott Green is not a good one today. McNeil's his guy. He's burned Ramirez. You can't use him. Braxton Vest is his 3rd pitcher with the most amount of innings this year. He's a reliever who we saw last night in the 7th. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next pitcher you would have to go to if you were Iowa Park is probably Maddox Bernard, who had 5 starts but did not throw much in the playoffs. And in fact, there's some concern about his arm, swinging a foul back. And so for Iowa Park, the question starts to become, if McNeil doesn't have it, who do you go to? And do you bring McNeil back with the possibility of maybe a game 3, kind of like the Leopards did with Tristan Howell last week? After 4 walks in the first inning, they pulled him out and started him game 2. 1-2, another throw over to first.
And the difference here is the Leopards are earning these base runners. It's not like his stuff's not there, or his command's not there. He's just up against a really, really good lineup. And on top of that, he's about to throw pitch 21, only recorded 1 out.
That one misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a perfect example. Every opponent he's seen from this point previously probably takes a whiff at that. And we just spit on it.
A walk, a single, a fly out, a single. 2-0 Leopards, bottom of the first. Off goes Evans, and he'll steal second easily. But Decker wasn't even close on the throw. And we watched him with a pretty good arm yesterday, but he was way off the mark here.
Well, he was close to throwing it in the center field.
Yeah, he was. 3-2 the count now on Neighbors, with Evans standing at second base. Collin, that was his 7th steal of the year. Three-two pitch, McNeil ready. Missed, way off. Ball 4. Runners at first and second. No movement in the Iowa Park dugout yet to come see their freshman.
And another Leopard at bat that gets the 2 strikes and ends up with a Leopard on base. So here he comes finally.
Yep, there it is. Ivan Banks is going to run it first for Neighbors. And now we are going to get pitching coach coming out and talking to his young man.
Was Ivan the young man last night at second that strayed too far off of second that kind of triggered the whole?
That was Arian.
Okay.
All right, so we got a bit of a break in the action as the pitching coach comes and talks to his pitcher and infield. We remind you the Leopards have won game 1 last night 7-2. If they can finish off this series this afternoon, they will be back in Austin next week. It's a 7 o'clock start time on Thursday against the London Pirates. London qualified for the 5th consecutive year to at least the state semifinals. Pleasant Grove did a 6-year run from 2008 to 2013. The London Pirates are 1 year away from at least equaling that. All right, so everybody, a lot of movement. Looks like an ant farm out there. Everybody walking around trying to get back to where they go. It'll be Banks at first, Evans at second, and Gabe Jarvis. Gabe last night had a monstrous at-bat to open up the 7th. He went 2 for 4, a couple of singles. But his single to start the 7th, down 2-1, began to finally chip away at A.J. Ramirez. Jarvis, 11 for 21 in the postseason, hitting better than 500. Oh, started, held up. He had a pitch he liked, actually, and just didn't pull the trigger.
Fastball, outside corner, belt high. Probably tries to serve that in the left field if he goes ahead and offers at it, but big gap between second and third, short and third, I'm sorry. Gabe
with a team-high 27 bases on balls. He's even got more than Neighbors in a year. Holds off of that one and just misses a plate. A little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gabe's hitting .307 on the season with a .482 on base percentage.
And something to look at here is this young man on the mound has gone from breaking ball exclusively to fastball. Maybe coach said, hey, try to get what you can get over right now.
Or maybe the report on Jarvis, too. Don't throw him a breaking ball. 1-1 the count. This one popped up. This is going to be playable shortstop into the outfield. He'll drift out, and Holster will make the catch in front of the center fielder for the pop-out, and out number 2 in the inning.
Yeah, and Jarvis got a good fastball to hit. Just couldn't get the big part of the barrel on the ball.
All right, Cade McLeod, the designated hitter, 1 for 2 yesterday, got hit by a pitch. And he had one of those 7th inning hits. McLeod leads the team with 13 times being hit by pitches this year. He also is the RBI leader with 31. Cade hitting 293 on the year. He's 6 for 18 in the postseason.
The 7-0 hitter leading the team in ribby.
First pitch, breaking ball. Nope, up and out, ball 1.
Just a testament to how deep this Liberty-Eylau lineup is.
C.J. McNeil got 2 on, 2 out. 2-0 deficit. Bottom of the first. Breaking ball high, ball 2. Yeah, I think the book on Jarvis was don't throw him a breaking ball.
Yeah, we're back to to the breaking stuff again. And it worked. Popped him up.
Maddox Moore on deck for LE. Fastball off again. 3-0 count. And the next pitch is going to be, well, number 29 will be 30 next.
And it is hot, folks, out there on that turf.
You get 110. Leopards trying to really make C.J. McNeil work here in this first inning. That one at 3-0 called strike. Ooh, almost Decker threw one into right field. Good job by the other freshman, Reed McLean, over there to save that one from going down the right field line.
And had 800 people say, oof, at the same time.
Right.
Pretty athletic play to keep that from that right field corner. This is going to be a 4-0 game. Lots of speed on first base.
3-1 the count. McLeod was taken all the way on the 3-0 pitch. He had a big hit yesterday to right field. Runners are off. Pitch way inside. It gets through Decker. They thought about sending Evans home, but decided against it, and bases are loaded. Third walk of the inning.
Man, you're going to talk about a head coach being in a tough spot over there in that visiting dugout. What do you do, Chuck? Do you let this young man try to work his way out of this and end up with a 5-6 deficit, or do you early hook him and hope the next guy's got it?
Well, I'm going to guess. I'm thinking I can handle the 8 or 9 hitter. It's just not a normal 8 or 9 hitter. Maddox up there now. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Moore yesterday 0 for 2. For the playoffs, he's 5 of 17. On the year, hitting .303. First pitch, high ball 1.
The problem with featuring exclusively breaking balls is as you've been out there that long, you're hot, your arm angle, your slot changes, the ball's a little moist in your hands, and just tougher to throw strikes.
1-0 pitch. Foul straight back. Moore was on it, just got a little under it.
Yeah.
And the count even 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been 3 walks and 2 hits for LE here in the bottom of the first inning. 8 men to the plate.
Moore was sitting dead red fastball, got one middle, and just got underneath it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball, that one of the better ones he's thrown this inning for a strike up in the top part of the zone. 1-2 to count now. A lot of nerves on both sides. Iowa Park left the bases loaded top of the first. This one's going to let the Hawks get out of the bottom of the first. Popped up to right field. A little battle out there for Maddox Bernard with the sun, but that's going to end the inning. 2 runs for Liberty-Eylau. They got 2 hits. There were no errors, and the bases left loaded. Leopards get 2. We'll come back for the second when we return here on 107.1 and on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Oh, thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring...
Left the bases loaded. It's a little bit of a boost for Iowa Park, you would think, getting out of that with only 2. The Leopards, I think, were in the process of thinking 3, 4, 5, and maybe putting their foot on the throat of the Hawks. Instead, C.J. McNeil wiggled out of it. And the first batter hit by Dylan Neighbors. He plunks the DH, Colton Stewart.
That one hurt, and he didn't like it. I know it was an intentional upper on the head, though it's always scary at first. Gets the adrenaline pumping a little bit.
Neighbors on the year. It's his 5th guy that he's hit this season. All right, so Neighbors gets a 2-0 lead. What you don't want to do is that. You don't want to put guys on for free. He walked 2 in the first inning. Now he's hit a batter to lead off the second inning. And it's the number 8 hitter, Gideon Towner, up now. First pitch, way off. Low and away, ball 1. Towner 1 for 2 yesterday. Dylan looks like he's overthrown a little bit. One ball, no strikes. 2-0. Well, this is exactly what the Iowa Park crowd was wanting. Get back in this thing. Give us something to cheer about. There's one. 2-1. Neighbors let off a little bit and almost guided that thing to the strike zone. You don't want to do that very often, but you got to feel like I can still throw a strike. Here's a 2-1. Bunt, third base side. It'll be foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if you're not bunting for a hit today, you're probably doing this wrong. This is not going to be a 2-0 game. We talked in the first inning yesterday. You better coach it like it's going to be a 2-1 game. This is not going to be a 2-0 ball game today. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Towner. Pitch misses wide by about a foot. Well, you know, if you're Neighbors, if you're not putting guys on, you're not trying. 3-2 the count. Ground ball, this one topped. Moore's got it. He'll make the throw to first and just got the sliding into first base. Gideon Towner for the out. It was one of those slow-rolling choppers that Maddox Moore took control of and fired down to Eli Jarvis to retire Towner, and there's one away.
Pretty good play over there at third base. Might have just changed the tone of what could have been a stressful inning for Neighbors out there. Now just focus on the strike zone. Young man at second's not going to take this base. Just focus on the guys at the plate. Let's get back in the dugout.
Number 9 hitter was 0 for 3 yesterday. Coit Schmader looks at a first pitch strike on the year. He's a 203 hitter. Actually, Schmander. This one hit in the air. That's going to get down. They're going to wave around the runner at third. Nope, they decided to hit the brakes. Arian Taylor with the big arm. Threw it home. Batter went to second. We got runners at second and third. Number 9 hitter with a base hit.
Yeah, situational awareness there. By the time he caught that ball, the DH hadn't even made it to third yet. You gotta hit the cutoff man there and hold that runner at first.
Yeah, DH over at third pats himself on the chest. My bad. Back to the top of the order, Braden Moreno up.
That was floated a little bit. Looked like the second baseman might have had a shot on it, so he held up. No chance he was scoring on that. And the throw over the cutoff man's head results in 2 runners in score position now with only 1 down. here comes that Iowa Park crowd.
Moreno walked his first time up. Ball 1.
It's going to be another one like last night, Chuck.
Yeah, it's going to be stressful, and it's not going to be 2-0. It's going to be, this may be a 7 or 8-5 kind of game today, it looks like. 1-0, 2-0, missed outside again.
As long as that number at the bottom of the scoreboard is higher than the one at the top, I don't care what they are.
Neighbors just has not been comfortable on the mound yet. He's gone all the way through one time, just hasn't settled in yet. Missed again, bounced that one, 3-0. You kind of get the sense Zach Fowler's going to come out after this pitch, if it's a walk. And it's going to be an infield conversation with a couple of words for Neighbors.
And C.J. McNeil waits on deck. The opposing pitcher just itching to get a chance to kind of help his own cause here.
3-0 the count. Normally you're taking. Let's see if Iowa Park does. They do, and it's 3-1.
That was a pretty good 3-0 pitch. Just a little running fastball back towards his hand, caught the inside part of the plate. Even if he was swinging, that wasn't a great one to hit.
Here's the 3-1. Yeah, strike 2.
Uh-oh.
All right. I see you, Dylan.
The chances are increasing he can wiggle out of another gem here. Just need a good pitch here.
I'm not doing that yet.
Increasing, not all the way up though.
3-2, ball 4.
Oh boy. And here comes Coach Fowler on cue.
3 walks, 1 hit batter, 2 base hits. We're going to make a move already.
He's calling for a new pitcher.
Yeah, Maddox Moore, I think, is going to get the ball. We'll see if he goes Maddox. Yep. Yep, it didn't take long.
Chuck, I'm going to lay out on you for 1 second. Be right back.
This is not unusual. Zach Fowler has a pretty good read as a guy who was a pitcher himself. If you feel like your pitcher's not got it today, you get him out of there before it gets worse. He made the decision with Tristan Howe last series against Gunner. It did not take long before it was obvious Howe just was struggling with the strike zone on that day. He brought Neighbors in to clean up the mess, and Dylan ended up going the rest of the way and picking up the win. Same scenario here today. It just kind of felt like Dylan never got comfortable. And so it's going to be up to Maddox. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Top of the 2nd inning. Let's give you the lowdown on Maddox Moore this year. This is going to be his 20th appearance of the year. That's most on the team. 7 of those were starts. 64 innings, 48 hits. He gave up 22 runs, 11 earned, 18 walks, and 47 strikeouts. He actually has a team-best 1.19 earned run average. He's 9-0 in the season. And he's about to take over with the number 2 hitter, that freshman C.J. McNeil, coming to the plate. McNeil singled in his first at-bat against Dylan Neighbors. So for Neighbors, he went 1 1/3 innings. He struck out 1. He ended up handing out 3 walks, 1 hit batter. No runs yet, but all of the base runners belong to Dylan. And what you do with this as well is you had 38 pitches that Dylan threw. So he's got, if we have to have a game 3, he will probably come back out and may be the starter again. Moore, first pitch, high and tight, ball 1. If you're Zach Fowler, double play is what you're praying for. You can live giving up 1. You're not happy giving up 2, but you don't want any more than that. Pitch low, 2-0. Moore did not get a start in the last series. That's a strike inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. His last appearance, he came in 2 innings plus of relief work in the Game 2 win over Gunner. Ground ball foul, 2-2 the count. He went 2 1/3 inning, gave up 3 hits on an unearned run, walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. Maddox is not a huge strikeout guy. He's a pitch to contact kind of guy. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. And there's the second out of the inning.
What was that, Chuck?
He's not a huge strikeout guy. He went a little off speed, and that almost looked like it was out of the zone. And I think the freshman McNeil got big eyes. Like, this one's going to be an easy one to hit, and it was a breaking ball that started away and just came out of the zone. So here's Ramirez now.
Sorry about that. Biggest pitch of the night so far for the Leopards. Moore gets him swinging.
A.J. Ramirez had a sacrifice bunt. Bases loaded. First pitch misses low and away, ball 1. Iowa Park loaded the bases in the first, got nothing. They're loaded here in the second. There's 2 outs. Number 3 hitter in their order up. Hit in the air. This is playable. It's Tipton coming in. He'll make the call and the catch, and they got out of it again. Maddox Moore threw a total of 7 pitches, and they get out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 men left on base. They've left on 6 through 2 innings. We'll come back for the bottom of the second. 2-0 Cardiac Cats with the lead when we return here on 107.1 and on game day.
Nerf Wars, safe. Dodgeball, safe. Kickball, batting cages, and glow-in-the-dark parties. You're all safe here, baby. Looking for a birthday party that's anything but ordinary? Iconic Performance Center brings the fun to you. With 2 hours of high-energy activities, plus music and dancing, this will be the party they'll never forget. Book your iconic birthday party today at iconicperformancecenter.net or just call 903-293-9949.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live.
Where Liberty-Eylau in that last round had Gunter load the bases in the first, second, and third innings. Now they got a run in the first and they got a run in the third, but Dylan Neighbors was able to wiggle out of bases loaded 3 times on the way to LE, winning that ball game by a score of 8-3. Here we are in the second inning of this one, and already bases loaded twice and no runs have scored against LE. Arian Taylor batting now against C.J. McNeil, and the count's even at 1-1 strike. Taylor last night hitting in that number 9 spot, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He had his hit in the 7th. Breaking ball just misses. Iowa Park fans want to know where that one was. 2-1 the count. Taylor in the postseason, 6 of 19. 2-1. They'll give him that one outside corner. All right, we're even now. You didn't like the last call. I'll give you this one. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. C.J. McNeil, 2-2, ground ball. This is going to just roll foul first base side. And we'll come back and do that again. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for LE here in the second, leading 2-0, trying to get down to the state championship game for a 3rd straight year.
And if you'll notice, Taylor crowds the plate so much that that front door breaking ball almost isn't an option here.
Yeah, you get hit.
So Fastball's away, curveball's low. Let's see what he goes with on 2-2.
McNeil's thrown 40 pitches. This one fouled again.
Fastball the way it was.
McNeil's got to be very careful. His pitch count's already starting to elevate to a place where he may not last past the 4th inning. This one fouled again.
And again, your 9-hole hitter, you can't put him away. It's got to be just grating for an opposing pitcher when you're throwing your best stuff at the guy who, based on the lineup wise, should be the one most likely to swing and miss at one of those, and he won't.
There are 2 guys in the Leopard lineup have not struck out in the postseason. One of them is, as Rick Fowler said, best player in 3A, Tristan Howe. The other one is his 9-hole hitter, Arian Taylor.
That is ridiculous in a good way.
And it was Rick, not Zach, who said that. Breaking ball.
Just the pitcher reacts.
And now McNeil standing off the mound. You better be careful. Home plate umpire's going to look at that and go, really? You going to show me up?
We saw it once early.
3-2 the count now. See if he goes back to that same pitch. Nope, fastball hit in the air. This is playable. Shortstop Holster out, and we'll make the catch, and there's one away. That's probably poetic justice.
But still, 8 pitch at bat for your 9-hole hitter against the kid that you've got on the ropes or had earlier. Not a total loss there.
No. I'm telling you, if you're the Leopards, whether you score this inning or not, you want to see his pitch count be in the 60s when this inning comes to an end. Here's Pipes. Pipes walked, stole a base, and scored. Breaking ball, outside corner, strike 1. McNeil's starting to show a little better comfort, and he's working faster now. He's starting to find his rhythm. This one's going to be into the glove of the second baseman. Just didn't hit it very hard. And Braden Moreno took about 2 baby steps backward for the second out of the inning. Well, that'll hurt your chances to get his pitch count up. Here's Eli up now. Jarvis with a single and a run scored.
Eli Jarvis has some fans in the crowd. Obviously.
McNeil ready. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. Two nothing Leopards. I got them both in the first. Each team with 2 hits. Ball 2.
Yeah, it's going to take you a few pitches before you start getting that call after you throw your hands up at the umpire's ball call, the previous hitter.
Both starting pitchers, 3 base on balls. That one's a strike. Fastball in the inside corner. 2-1 now. Ground ball to first. That's going to be the end of the inning as it's handled easily by Reed McLean. And they'll end the inning a 1-2-3. Second inning for the Leopards. Well, he didn't make it to 60 pitches. He didn't make it to 50. 49 is where McNeil stops. We'll take a break. We'll come back top of the third. 2-0 Liberty-Eylau here on 107.1 and Game Day.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Right Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live.
Alrighty, welcome back. Top of the third inning, Chuck Zach, Frank Sides. We bring you this presentation on a dual broadcast between 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day. And by the way, the radio side, folks, thank you for joining us. Clear Sound Audio came out as a sponsor this week. Maddox Moore back to work as we start inning number 3, and he starts Kane Decker off with a called strike on the outside corner. Decker 0 for 1, fouled out to the first baseman his first time up, and now he's in the hole 0-2.
And for the folks watching on Game Day, if you haven't already, click share. It's literally one click, and let's get as many folks watching this as we possibly can.
The 0-2 pitch. That one low. Kind of wasted one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm watching Maddox's mom, Amy, who yesterday was in a bad way watching her son. He didn't pitch yesterday. She's down there on the sidelines. As she said, I got to stand by my lucky garbage can. That's where she was yesterday, watching him when he was batting in the 7th. She's standing by that can today, stressing out about that young man on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one hit, and Howard up, couldn't get it. He waited as long as he could before he leapt for it, and the ball was just a little high, and there's a leadoff hit, and that's the 3rd inning in a row Iowa Park has gotten the leadoff man on. There's Braden Holster. He walked his first time up. They had a walk in the first, a hit batter in the second, and now a single leading off the 3rd. Dylan Neighbors over at 3rd, cheating in case there's a bunt. No bunt shown, pitch outside, ball 1. Decker, one of the rare catchers who runs for himself. He's down at first. Got 3 steals this year and 6 chances. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, fouled back to the screen. Ball and a strike now on the shortstop, Braden Holster. Maddox Bernard, the right fielder, is on deck. 7 base runners so far in 3 innings for Iowa Park. No runs yet. This one's going to be another hit potentially. Coming in a hurry is Tipton. Oh, he got there and got to the ball. Throw back down to first. They didn't quite get it to first base, but they look at trying to double off that runner. Will Tipton with a nice defensive effort out in left field. Took away what looked like was going to be a sure hit off the bat of Holster.
Yep. I think with the same wind yesterday, that might get down, but it looks like the breeze out there is just barely blowing in towards right field. Not that he needed it. That was a great play out in left field.
We're back to the senior, Maddox Bernard now. Bernard struck out looking. He ended the first inning with the bases loaded. He looks at a first pitch, looked pretty good, but a ball according to the umpire. 1-0, make it 2-0. We mentioned Maddox is not a huge strikeout guy. He's a pitch to contact guy. And so you saw the first batter, a little soft liner over Howe's head at short. And that ball hit in the left field. Maddox wants a different baseball. And we got a little conversation going on between Scott Green and his batter. The mom contingency by the garbage can's just grown. Now it's not just Maddox, but it's Maddox's girlfriend's mom over there as well.
It's getting hot. Let's hope nobody threw any food away last night over there. We're going to have some flies cheering on Liberty-Eylau too.
It's going to be the hangout spot for the rest of this game as long as Maddox is in it. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0. A little low. Well, it's a red light count at 3 balls and no strikes. And there's your called strike. It's a thing. 3-1 you take, 3-0 you take.
A fairly common thing too.
And now it's 3-1. Maddox Bernard, lone senior. Throw over to first, little bit high, but they had Decker cheating towards second base.
He slipped a little bit, almost got caught over there.
If Moore's throw was down waist high or lower, they may have gotten him. Throw was up high, and Eli couldn't get the tag down in time. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-2. Well, I'll tell you what, that's the second time that Maddox Bernard has thought he had a base on balls in this game. started to make that move toward first, and both times got stopped. Another throw over. That one a better one, and Decker dives back in.
You typically can't will an umpire to make that call. You're not Barry Bond.
No, probably not. 3-2 the count.
And again, the zone probably just got a little bit tighter for this pitch. Or wider, I'm sorry.
Off goes the catcher. Line drive. That's to Howe. We're going to double him off, and that'll end the inning. Line drive to the shortstop. Decker had taken off before the pitch, and he was easy meat to throw out back toward first. And Maddox gets out of another little jam. No runs, one hit. There were no errors, one left on base. We're through 2.5 innings. 2-0 Liberty-Eylau. We'll come back for the bottom of the third when we return here on 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Start your day with seamless transactions. Add your State Bank card to your device's digital wallet and enjoy the convenience of tap-and-go payments. Easy, secure, and thankfully at your fingertips. Simplify your day with State Bank's digital wallet. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live.
Millway Federal Credit Union.
All right, we're back. Bottom of the third inning, coming at you live from Forney, the home of the Jackrabbits. A dimensional park that's 310 down the lines. It was kind of a concern to the Leopard coaches, like how short the porches are here. But nobody's really hit a ball deep at all in this series. 345 down the alleys, 385 with that big center field fence.
And you can't see from our angle, Chuck, but it comes to a point. It's not a flat fence, so it's going to be some... If a ball's hit out there, it's going to play funny off the bounce.
So far, nobody's gone anywhere close to hitting one out there. Justin Howe to lead things off for the Leopards here in the third. First pitch swinging. How about one over the head of the third baseman in the left field? And the Leopards have a leadoff man on for the second time today.
That's the way you do it.
Howe with his first hit of the game. Leopards with their third. And here's Colin Evans up.
If I recall, that's the second time tonight he sat dead red on a fastball and got one. This time he was able to put the barrel on the ball.
And that was pitch 5-0 for C.J. McNeil. Leopards went down in order in the second, but they opened the third with Tristan Howe's base hit.
Do you consider a bunt here with one of your hotter hitters at the plate? Or do you let him swing away? You've seen him up.
You asked me that last night, and I said I'd bunt. Instead, they go hit and run. Howe going to take off. He'll get the second anyway. Evans out at first. And there's one away.
Works just like a bunt.
I go back to that seventh inning. You asked me that with Cade McLeod up. Do you bunt or do you hit? And I said, I'm bunting. Rick Fowler told me before the game today, Zach asked him, what do we do, Dad? Do we bunt here or hit away? He said, I'm bunting. He said, if you hit away, you hit into a double play, you're gonna lose this game. Zach said hit and run. McLeod got the hit with nobody on the right side. When I asked him about it today, he said exactly what he told his dad. Scared money don't make money. Here's the number 5 hitter. That's Dylan Neighbors. Looks at the first pitch outside. Dylan walked his first time up. And 11th walk of the postseason.
I'm here long before the teams get here, and when Coach Fowler gets here, it's not a nervous energy, but it's a never-ending. He's just pacing, doing circles around the ballpark until it's time to put the jersey on and lace them up. It's interesting to watch.
Tristan Howe down at second. Neighbors 1-0 count. Pitch, high, ball 2. Actually, it was his 12th walk of the postseason. He got that one back in the first inning. Leopards 2 runs, 3 hits. Hawks No runs, 3 hits. Iowa Park has left 7 on base through the first 3 innings.
Yeah, that'll keep you up at night. I'm sure that was what he was thinking about all night last night. We had a chance to really step on the Leopard's throat and couldn't do it.
Neighbors going to show bunt early. See if he keeps it out there. He does. Pitches a called strike, and Howe steals third. They didn't need to bunt. Howe took off and beat the shortstop to the bag. Picks up his 21st steal of the year.
That was the plan the whole way. You know it, Chuck? Draw the third baseman in and see if your base runner could beat the shortstop to third base.
2-1 the count now. Infield in for Iowa Park. They cannot afford to give up another run. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, strike, 2-2.
Freshman out here pumping in 2-1 breaking balls on the corner with a runner on third with less than 2 outs. This is impressive. This team's going to be a problem moving forward, folks. Leopards might have got him at the right time.
The Neighbors didn't like the pitch. It was his green light to swing, didn't like it. Here's 2-2, way outside. Boy, Howe with a real hard stare in to see if that ball managed to get past Decker. Kane did a really good job getting out there and keeping it from sporting away. And now the count's full.
Interested here, genuinely, on what he decides to come home with here. If it's that breaker again or if he's going to throw the heater.
On deck, Gabe Jarvis. 1 out. Ball 4. Oh, man, 4th walk.
I think you just got to throw a fastball and let him beat you there, Chuck.
Up comes Gabe. He popped out to the shortstop.
Let's see if the scouting report holds true here where they keep throwing him heaters.
Yep.
If they do, you got to get on top of it. A ground ball probably scores a run here. A pop out is a dream right here if you're Iowa City.
Tell you what, he pulls one into the gap in right center. It's going to be a 4-0 lead. Neighbors can run.
Remember, fastballs exclusively last time up.
Bunt. That's going to be tough. First base side. Everybody's safe. Leopards pick up another run. Ball gets away from the first baseman. That's going to let Neighbors go down to third, and it's 3-0 LE.
Fastball it was, and he laid down an absolutely perfect bunt.
Liberty-Eylau adds one more to the lead. We'll get a runner in as Barry's going to come in. Ethan Barry's going to come in and run.
Man, that's what a dream bunt. I mean, a foot short, he's out. A foot further, he's out. A literal perfect bunt.
So 1 away, 1 run across for LA. Here's Cade McLeod up. He walked his first time up, and now we're going to get the pitching coach out again.
Half of these bleachers are real quiet right now, Chuck.
We're going to have another discussion at the mound.
I thought I saw the right hand point.
And he may have. Let's see if he may be done with McNeil.
Well, I'm going to mute my mic and take a drink, Chuck. I don't need to hear all of that.
Oh, come on. We want to hear you gulping, Frank. Come on.
Hopefully we don't hear that later when it's, 4-4 in the 7th.
No,
right?
we don't want that.
Those kind of gulps we don't want to hear.
No. He hasn't taken the ball yet. And this is again, there's a lot going on here. This is a 3-0 ball game. It's only in the 3rd inning. And runners on base right now start circling the bases like on a bicycle if you don't start figuring out how to stop this. And it's got to be this conversation now of, are we worrying about the runner at home, or do we try to get a double play and get out of this inning? How are we playing this?
And another thing to think about, he's got about 50 pitches left. If you wanted to go to a fresh arm, gamble on getting to a game 3 and sending him back out there, now would be the time to make that decision. But you're going to stick with your best arm right now that you got, because game 3 doesn't matter if it doesn't happen.
No, I think it's early to try to pull him, and if they did, they'd really put themselves in a pickle for a 3rd game. He's pitched too much to really be able to be effective coming back. All right, here's McLeod. Runners at 1st and 3rd.
What feels like an absolutely massive spot in this game. Huge hole. They're holding the runner on at 1st. If he throws you the heater on the outside corner like he likes to do, just shoot it over there.
Decision is, and there it is, one into right field. McLeod drives in another one. Runner trying to go from first to third. He'll be safe there. Back to second. He's safe there. Leopards up 4-0.
Unbelievable. They were daring you to try to do that, and that's exactly what the young man did. Runners on second and third, a couple more runs in. The Leopards are still cooking.
McLeod picking up another run batted in. His 7th of the postseason, his 32nd of the year. Your number 7 hitter, the RBI leader. He makes it a 4-0 lead, and there are 2 runners in scoring position now for Maddox Moore. Moore flew out to shallow right to end the first inning with the bases loaded. First pitch, breaking ball, strike.
Come on, Leopards.
C.J. McNeil just hit his 60th pitch.
Me and Chuck would love some dinner at home tonight.
Well, I'm getting dinner at home. I just don't know what time it's going to be.
Yeah, well, the sun's still up.
4-0. Single, a ground out, a walk, a single, a single. Down low, 1-1 to count. Leopards have Barry at third, McLeod at second. First base is open, infield back in at the corners now. Ground ball wide to third. Oh, good attempted kick save by the third base umpire.
I've not seen that one.
The Dallas Stars could have used him last round.
Yeah, and think about piling on here. You get this to 6 or 7 with the way that Hawks lineup is constructed. Not a lot of power there. They're going to have to try to peck away, and they're going to run out of time at some point. You can make this, put up another crooked number here.
This one hit in the air. It may be deep enough to score Barry. Let's see, it's kind of shallow left, and they're going to start the tag and then stop him. And so, no, not deep enough. So Moore with runners and scoring chances twice now, unable to get a hit down. And it'll be down to Arian Taylor, the number 9 hitter.
Yeah, the benefit of hindsight, he pulled that throw a little bit. The third baseman had to go to a need of fielding on the cutoff. He'd probably score a run if he goes, but you can't risk it.
Yeah, you don't want to make the third out at home here.
Tell you what, remember.
Not with the way Taylor swings the bat.
You can't throw that inside breaking ball to Taylor as close as he is to the plate. I'd sit on something away here and try to fly it over there. Ooh.
First pitch.
Cookie.
Went after him. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Taylor laid off. Leopards have put 2 across. They've got a chance to get more. Here's the pitch to Taylor. That one low and away. That's the ball.
A really, really good pitch, though.
McNeil's thinking he had a strike call there.
Little two-seam action came back, and he thought it caught the outside part of the plate.
One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Oh, off the plate, and it's a ball, legit. And boy, McNeil's really mad now.
Yeah, you know he cannot go to his go-to pitch here. I think Taylor's got to sit fastball and just be as early as you can be, young man, and swing hard.
2 balls, 1 strike. This is your hitter's count. Way up, 3-1. Top of the orders on deck, Britton Pipes.
Oh, boy. You don't want him loaded for that young man, so if you're Taylor here, you got to be thinking that you're going to get a pitch to hit. Pitch 68 on the way.
Ooh. Strike 2, inside corner. Came back and challenged Taylor on the inside part of the plate, and Arian was laying off.
It's early. This feels like one of the bigger pitches of the Hawks season here.
It may be the last one for McNeil if he gets Taylor on base. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Holster's got it. His throw on time. They get out of the inning. Leopards pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on. 4-0 Liberty-Eylau. We come back for the top of the 4th when we return here on 107.1 and Game Day.
Texarkana, when it comes to electricity, you do not want to strike out. That's why I trust the pros at Livewire Electrical Services. These guys are the real MVP, voted Electricians of the Year 3 years in a row. Now that's a home run, baby. Need to upgrade your lighting to LED, diagnose a breaker that won't stop tripping, or add a portable generator connection? Livewire has you covered. Power problems? Call Livewire Electrical Services today. I know I do, because with these guys, you're always safe at home.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Eylau Baseball, 1 KTFS.
All righty, welcome back. Well, let's go to the fourth. Live from Forney, Chuck, Zach, Frank Sides. Game number 2, state semifinals 3A. Maddox Moore facing the designated hitter, Colton Stewart. He was hit by a pitch in the second. They've had the leadoff man on in every one of the 3 innings. Moore trying to stop that here in the fourth. Ball hit up in the air. Moore and Neighbors both over on the left side of the infield. It'll be Moore who'll call off Dillon. It's really third baseman's ball, but Maddox is locked in right now, and he takes that for out number 1.
Yeah, and again, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody watching. Shout out to a Leopard legend, Will Middlebrooks, watching. We know you're watching. I'll tell you what, we'll trade you shout outs on the broadcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a third headset's waiting for you, my man, if you're ever in town for a Leopard game. You can have mine.
There's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Number 8 hitter, Gideon Towner, 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Maddox starting to lock in. The faster he works, the more confident you feel like he's got it and he's ready to go. There it is, right there again, 0-2. Give me the ball, let me throw it. Give me the ball, let me throw it. And I tell you what, Towner is the scheduled hitter. I think they've got a different, unless Towner's wearing a different number today. Pitch just misses. I gotta go back and find my scorecard that they gave us at the beginning of the game. Yeah, Towner's wearing 20 today. He was wearing 14 yesterday. Tried to check his swing. He went around. Jarvis got to throw him out at first, and he does. And there's the second out of the inning.
And Moore started to feel a little bit out there on the mound, didn't he?
2 away. Coit Schmander up. He had a single back in the second. That was really the beginning of the end for Dylan Neighbors on the mound when the number 9 hitter got that hit. He's going to try to bunt his way on now, and he bunts it way foul, first base side. Maddox about to throw his 29th pitch since he came in with 1 out in the second. He got out of a bases-loaded jam in that inning. Misses on the pitch outside, 1-1.
And again, those of you watching, we can't do this without you. We pride ourselves on being able to give these kids something no other area in the country has.
Pitch down low, 2 balls, 1 strike. 4-0 Leopard lead, top of the fourth. 4 runs and 5 hits for LE, no runs, 3 hits for Iowa Park. Ground ball toward the hole. Howe's got it, long throw. He's going to try to skip it there, and just about does it. That was a very, very difficult play. He just couldn't kick quite enough on it to make it skip well enough to get back up to Jarvis, and it'll be an infield single, and Schmander's 2 for 2 today.
Man, I'm starting to see what Coach Fowler likes in this kid so much. That was closer than it should have been. That was a great play out there at shortstop. Just too much speed running down that line.
Back to the top of the order, Braden Moreno. Moreno, 2 walks today. There's 2 outs here in the inning. Pitch inside, fastball, strike.
We'll take it. This Iowa Park fan they're just looking for something to get excited about.
Well, they've had things to get excited about. It just hasn't materialized. This one hard hit. Neighbors one hops it. Throw to second, way high, but getting down on the bag. Is Pipes. You gotta be kidding me. Neighbors with the short hop and almost airmailed it into right field. Pipes goes up, snags that thing and falls on the bag. And they're going to ask for some help. The umpiring crew is asking. They're not moving the base runners. They're wanting somebody to rule and overturn the second base umpire, but he was right there.
I'm just sitting here with the biggest smile on my face. That's insane. Literally insane.
Gotta be kidding me.
And Coach Fowler's telling him.
Neighbors makes a great play on the front end by even getting to that ball, kind of like the one he got to last night. That really was a game ender for Iowa Park. But he almost just airmailed that ball. We're just going to keep it here during the break. Almost airmailed that thing through into right field as Pipes makes a decision. I got to go up and get it and then try to get my body twisted back so I can fall on the bag before Schmander got there. There it is.
Yeah, it looked like he'd made his mind if I'm going to third, and by the time he realized that he wasn't going to be at the bag, it was too late. He had to just let it go and hope. And it turned out the way everything has turned out for the Leopards so far today with 2 outs. Just if you're Iowa Park right now, you've what do you do? What do you say? You know what I mean? Like, guys, we just got to keep hammering away. At some point, we'll catch a break, but we're running out of innings here.
They have now left 8 on through the first 4 innings and haven't gotten a number on the board other than that 0. And we talk about, did the Iowa Park fans have something to get excited about? They have every inning. Bases loaded in the first, no runs. Bases loaded in the second, no runs. Leadoff guy on in the third. Line out into a double play. Number 9 hitter gets a hit, and it looks like you're going to get on an error by the third baseman. And Pipes saves Neighbors and keeps the score 4-0 as we come back for the bottom of the 4th. And usually it's a baseball thing. The guy that makes the big play defensively leads off the next inning. Sure enough, here's Britton Pipes. Pipes 0 for 1. He's walked, scored, and lined out. And I'm being generous by saying line out. It was a little looping ball to the second baseman.
He didn't happen to play free safety for the football team, did he?
I don't know.
It looked like a center field type play.
Played some quarterback, but not this past year. Pitch down low, and now it's 2-0.
Pitch 70 coming now.
Yeah, we're in the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Leopards. You almost feel like one more 2-run inning will about do in the Hawks. That one a called strike, 2-1. C.J. McNeil, the freshman on the mound. That one called strike inside corner, 2-2. I'll tell you what, we're going to look back, and I don't know what the final this is going to be, but McNeil's been laboring all game. He's had, the second inning got out of it pretty quickly, but for a 9th grader, you're watching a guy with a lot of poise. Ground ball to short. Holster's got it. Pipes running a little slow getting out of the bag. And he's retired for the first out of the 4th. He didn't look good running down to first that time. I don't know if he slipped a little bit or just resigned himself to the fact that I'm a little winded after that defensive play. I'm probably not going to get here on this one.
Well, he did stay down for a little bit after the play. I don't know if, no one speculate, but after he made the play, he stayed on the ground for a couple seconds. Not rolling or anything, but
Eli Jarvis up now. Jarvis 1 for 2. He's got a first inning single and a run scored. One ball, no strikes to Eli Jarvis. 1-1 the count. Now Scott Green made the decision early on in this one. He was going to let his freshman pitch as long as it took. And he's down low, 2-1. He just didn't feel like he had enough arms, I think, to go to the bullpen early, or even if he rallied and came back, he was going to have nothing for game 3. So he basically made the decision, this is McNeil's game. That's a base hit into center, and Jarvis is 2 for 3. Now Tristan Howe up now. Howe with a single in the 3rd, stole a base, scored a run. And there is an arm warming up in the bullpen for the Hawks. And I believe that may be Braxton Vest again warming up. It's about that time of the game when you go to him. Let's see what Howe's got. Off goes Jarvis. They're going to throw down to second base, and Eli's out by a mile. Well, I'm not crazy about that decision. I don't go after Zach very often, but it feels like you're starting to hit the pitcher around a little bit. Running into an out just felt like, helping out the other side just a bit. So the count 1-0 to Howe. Bases are empty, 2 outs here in the fourth. And it's 2-0 the count now. But like I said, his quote was, it's the way he approaches this. Scared money, don't make you money. Swing and a miss off speed. How way out in front.
That might be the first straight change we've seen tonight. 80 pitches into his outing. It was almost a Bugs Bunny changeup. Hal's swing was complete before he hit the glove.
2 balls and 1 strike. That one way inside. 3-1.
Gotta stick your nose out at that one.
No. I don't want to keep my nose. My glasses fall off. The 3-1 pitch. Popped up in the air to center. Couple steps for Schmander. He just camps underneath it, and the Leopards go down in order. No runs a hit, no errors, nobody left on. 4 innings in the book. We'll come back for the top of the 5th. 4-0 Liberty-Eylau here on 107.1 and Game Day.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of these student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. It's getting late here. Liberty-Eylau with a 4-0 lead. It's game 2. They won game 1 7-2. So be careful here. They were down 2-1 in the 7th and rallied. Nothing's over till they say it's the 21st out. Maddox Moore on the mound. He is facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, McNeil, Ramirez, and Decker. And he's behind in the count. 2 balls and no strikes now to C.J. McNeil, singled and struck out. He was the first man that Maddox Moore faced when he came in for Dylan Neighbors in the 2nd. Shows bunt, and now the count's 3-0. Iowa Park, runner-up in their district this year. Jackboro was the winning school. There's a called strike, and one more time, you got to go back. As McNeil thought he was trotting down to first. 7-3A is where they reside. 26-9 now on the year. That one's a strike, and it's 3-2. Moore trying to fight his way back into it.
I think some of that, sorry Chuck, is some of the youth and inexperience of the Sloan Ball Club. As they get older, they'll learn we don't do that. We wait.
Ground ball. Neighbors lets Howe have it. Gets down. Howe fires over there. Jarvis couldn't come up with it. Eli's going to say that should have been mine. It was not a great throw. But that was a ball that Eli Jarvis is going to argue I should have had that ball. I should have dug that out.
Number 1, A.J. Ramirez.
So they get the leadoff man on for the 4th time in 5 innings today. I have not seen them post that as a hit. I think they're going to have to call that an error. And so we're back to Ramirez, number 3 hitter in the lineup. He had a sac bunt and a flyout. He's showing bunt. That pitch came in on him for ball 1.
And it almost looked like on that last ground ball, he had to wait for Neighbors to get out of his throwing lane, patted the glove a few times, and just got out of rhythm.
Ramirez, 320 hitter. Shows bunt again, high with the pitch, 2-0.
I can't imagine we're laying down an actual bunt here, down 4 with, 3 innings to play.
Yeah, I can. I think they're desperate to try to get 1 run in there. Try to open up a little bit of the floodgate. Even if it's just a trickle coming out. They'll show bunt again. That one's a strike. 2-1. Man at first, running for McNeil as they go back to Case and Gossett. Swung on, foul third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maddox Moore came in the 2nd. He has pitched 2 2/3 innings so far. He's given up 2 hits. Throw to first. A little bit up on the throw, and Gossett gets in there safely. Leopards 35-4 on the year. The winner of their district, 3A, excuse me. Almost ran the table. They lost the regular season finale to DeKalb. That one hard hit, but tomahawked foul down the left field line. We'll come back and try that again. They had gone 60 days without a loss. Their last loss had been on February 22nd. They lost on April 22nd to DeKalb. Since then, a non-district 2 game against Carthage and 9-0 in the playoffs. Two balls, 2 strikes. Iowa Park crowd making noise. This one lifted to right. Taylor coming on. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
This has been an epic 3-year or 4-year run for the senior class here at Liberty-Eylau. Just dominant.
There's Kane Decker now. Well, they're trying to get the state for a 3rd straight year to the state championship game. They made the state semis for a 3rd straight. No LE team had ever done that. First pitch, a little low and inside, ball 1. Decker on the day. Single and a foul out. And he's the gentleman got doubled off on that line drive by Bernard back in the 3rd. Ball 2. Moore playing from behind in this inning. They have not shown any inclination to send the runner at first. That's a strike, 2-1. Maddox probably had the game of the year, having to knock out Tatum with only 74 pitches to throw in a game, and he used 67 to finish off a shutout win. Bunt, Moore will field it. Throw to first, that's out number 2 as they bunt the runner over to 2nd.
That one I do not understand.
No, I'm with you.
Shortstop number 3, Braden Holster.
You got your cleanup hitter up there, and you take the bat out of his hands to try to get a runner to 2nd. Holster up now. Braden walked and flied out to left. Runner in scoring position for Iowa Park. They're looking for that big hit.
In a game like this, you've got 8 outs left. Those are precious. They're yours. You just gave one of them away for no reason. Down to 7 out.
Two balls, no strikes.
to be honest, with a pitcher that might be struggling with command at the moment.
Yeah.
Build him out.
It's funny. Maddox is, again, when he works fast, you get a pretty good read about how he feels. He's kind of slowed down a little bit this inning. But he understands, I got to throw strikes, and I put it in there. Ground ball to second. There you go. 2-hopper. It'll be pipes to Jarvis. Inning over. We're going to come back and talk about that. They go down with no runs. There was no hits, an error, and a man left on. 9 left on through 5 innings for Iowa Park. Still, they trail 4-0 to Liberty-Eylau. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th when we return here on 107.1 and Game Day.
Top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this.
Rolling our way into the bottom of the 5th. C.J. McNeil back on the mound. He is going to go as far as he can go, it looks like. His team trailing 4-0.
The center fielder, number 5, Colin Evans.
And he has used up 82 pitches. He's got Evans, Neighbors, and Gabe Jarvis, 4, 5, and 6 coming to the plate here in the 5th. Liberty-Eylau with a 4-0 lead. 4 runs, 6 hits for LE.
Let's hunt a first pitch fastball.
And the first pitch is up high for ball 1.
Missed with it. Sorry, Chuck.
No runs, 4 hits for the Iowa Park Hawks. Pitch to Evans. That one's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Evans single in the first. It drove in a couple. He grounded out in the second. In the third. Third baseman thinks he may bunt. Instead, he swings away. This is going to be playable in the left. Couple steps over for Towner, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Wind has about died out in right center field, so there is not much. It is a beautiful northeast, or whatever you want to call it, Texas day. We've got about 82 degrees, and as John Stilson told me before the game, it's his favorite song kind of day. George Strait, he's a blue, clear guy, blue, clear sky kind of guy. How about that? I butchered it, but it was there. Swing and a miss. I'm serious, though. That's what Stilson told me. That's his song.
I didn't know you were a George Strait guy.
I'm not. It's John. Stilson is. He's coaching down at first. I mean, who isn't a George Strait guy, first of all?
There you go, yeah. Well, you got to give this young man on the mound some credit. In a big spot, all things considered, he's kept his team in the ball game through some tough spots.
Pitch on the way to Neighbors, 0-2 the count now. Dillon today with a walk, and let's do that again. No official at-bats, 2 walks and a run scored.
And here we go, 2 strikes to a Leopard. What do y'all think is going to happen?
Knowing Neighbors, it'll be a walk. Ball 1. Gabe Jarvis on deck now. Ricky Rushing down at third base. Coaching in that box. This one hit up in the air. This is going to be playable. Holster coming out for it. He'll call away Towner and make the catch. There's 2 away for Gabe.
I don't know. Do you have have the Leopards gone down swinging today one time?
They have not struck out. Wow,
that's incredible.
And what's kind of incredible about it, in the 63 innings that McNeil has thrown this year, it's 78 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So he's a better than a strikeout an inning guy. His teammate Ramirez struck out 8 last night. Gives you an idea about how good Ramirez was.
That's incredible, but you can see the frustration. The previous opponents are swinging through these pitches. The Leopards just will not.
Jarvis started a check, and it was in the strike zone anyway. And Gabe's going to argue it was a bit high, but it's 1-1 to count now.
Yeah, here comes that announcer's jinx right about now.
1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, pitch looked outside. That's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Abrams is working way faster than he has all game.
And McNeil's pitch, swing and a miss. He got it. There you go. You just asked for it, you got it, Frank. Thanks a lot. No runs, no hits, nobody left. A perfect inning for C.J. McNeil. He finishes the 5th with 93 pitches. He's down to his last 17. We'll come back for the top of the 6th. Bernard, Stewart, and Towner, 6, 7, and 8 scheduled to hit for Iowa Park. They're down 4-0 here on 107.1 in Texarkana Game Day.
Diamond Bank walks with its customers through every step of life, side by side. From the first checking account in high school to the first home or business loan, Diamond Bank is committed to helping you with all of your financial needs. Diamond Bank's growth is the result of the growth of our customers, and we want to help you feel that same growth. We are proud to have the ability to give back to our local school districts, community organizations, veterans, customers, and more in a multitude of ways. Come discover the Diamond Bank difference with local people making local decisions for our local community. Stop by our current location in Texarkana at 5714 Richmond Road or visit us online at www.diamond.bank to see our products and services. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much.
Who doesn't like the baseball, apparently. He's been throwing his... He talks to home plate umpire into giving him a new one. Moore came in with bases loaded and 1 out in the 2nd. He struck out McNeil. He got Ramirez to fly out and got out of a bases loaded jam. Since then, he's given up 2 hits and no walks. Of course, I say that kind of like Frank. We're going to probably see him walk somebody to just make us liars. Why not?
Yeah, let's hope not.
All right, Leopards with a 4-0 lead, 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and it has just been a... I think Leopard fans are more nervous than Hawk fans right now. Leopard fans are just like, come on, let's get this over. Iowa Park fans are still holding out hope they can get a rally. And they're going to probably start ramping it up once they get a runner on base. Bernard 0 for 2. He struck out with the bases loaded, lined into a double play. The senior facing his potentially last game in high school doesn't want to go out like that.
Yeah, and not relevant to what we're doing here, but the people in the ballpark not tuned in or watching their phones. The Forney girls are playing for a state championship right now.
Oh, there you go.
That's why we... Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike as Moore gets one on the outside corner. Speaking of playing for state championships, Pleasant Grove won their semifinal series. They will play for a title Friday at noon. Spring Hill down in Longview playing for a state championship as they got rid of Brock in 2 games. So Northeast Texas so far pretty well represented. Leopards trying to make it 3 teams from the area.
Wow.
And that's a 2-2 count now.
I honestly believe that the Hallsville girls are down there as well.
And did they not win on a crazy play earlier this week?
Happened here.
Swung on, ground ball to first. Jarvis with it. Out number 1.
Yeah, the PA guy said he was in the press box for that across the street and witnessed it.
The DH, number 15, Colton Stewart.
The walk-off inside the park home run for Hallsville's girls. Wow. All right, 1 away. Colton Stewart up. Hit by a pitch, popped out.
A series walk-off on top of that.
Maddox Moore back to work. This one lifted into center field. Colin Evans coming on, still coming on. Will dive and make the catch. for out number 2. That's just become routine for Colin Evans.
They had a great shot of it on the broadcast, man. That young man can play some center field. And he's not misreading the balls. He's not making up steps. He's just getting a great jump on it and making a good route and making the play.
I got people asking me, when are we getting replay?
Oh, boy.
That's a your question, Frank. That's not a my question.
No. Maybe never.
Maybe never. There's your answer.
Yeah. Tap that button twice on the left side of your screen. It'll go back 10 seconds.
You got your own replay.
You learn something every day, right?
All right, let's see what we got going on. As Gideon Towner was scheduled to bat. I don't know that he's going to come out, though. I think we may have a pinch hitter for him. Can't get a number yet, but we got a lefty number 10 coming in for them. That is Leighton DeLuna.
Hitting for the Hawks, number 10, Leighton DeLuna.
DeLuna on the year is a 200 hitter. But he's going to get a chance to swing the bat now. DeLuna typically plays out in left field. They're going to yank Towner. Towner was 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout.
Yeah, getting loose, representing the Hawks, one of their final 4 outs here. They need something to happen really, really quickly.
DeLuna with a couple of good warm-up swings. Coit Schmander, the number 9 hitter on deck. Maddox Moore working here in the 6th.
Got some tree trunks for legs at the box.
Yeah. First pitch. How about a strike? Moore, who worked from behind almost the entire 5th inning, has worked from in front here in the 6th. He's starting to find it again.
And that's a bold strategy as a pinch hitter, looking back at the umpire and shaking your hand on the first pitch.
Yeah. That's strike 2. You can look back at him again now. Umpire's going to say one simple thing. I don't know you. I've not seen you in this game.
Come on, Maddox. Paint that outside corner.
No 2. Ground ball. I'll be darned. Luna with a base hit. He hits it past the diving neighbors in the left. Well, Coach knows that's why you bring in your pinch hitter. He's your guy.
Pretty good at bat here late.
They're going to let him stay in the game and run. I thought they were going to pull him. He's keep looking in the dugout saying, no, somebody else needs to run.
I did my job.
Yeah, I hit the ball. I ran to first. That's all. Those big tree trunks aren't getting me to second. So they'll bring Towner back in to run.
The center fielder, number 7, Coit Schmander.
And Coit Schmander, who's 2 for 2. He's got 2 of their 4 hits.
I'll tell you what, if he can find his way on, this crowd is going to get real lively to our right.
It's actually 5 hits. He's got 2 of their 5 hits. And we got time out before Maddox can throw the first pitch. Single in the 2nd, single in the 4th. Low ball 1. Schmander on the year, a 203 hitter. He got 2 singles today. That'll jack the average a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1, Moore on the outside corner.
Maddox is just steady, heart rate low, just pumping in heaters in strike zone. Let your defense work behind you.
Ground ball, it'll be Howe. Flip to Pipes, inning over. Easy as you can. Ground ball, pitch to contact. No runs a hit. No errors, man left on again. 10 left on through 6 innings for Iowa Park. We'll take a break. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be McLeod, Moore, and Taylor for Liberty-Eylau with the Leopards holding on to a 4-0 lead here on 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live. The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is
trusted name
presented
in
to you
roofing
by
solutions.
Tony Langford
Decades
Roofing,
of experience and
Cook
top-notch
Drywall,
service. Passionate
Farmers
about your home
Bank and
safety.
Trust,
We treat every
Peace
roof like
Wealth
our own.
Advisors,
From repairs to
and
full
Texarkana
installations,
Star
we've
Realty.
got your home covered.
Texarkana
Upgrade your
thanks
roof with
all
our
of you
variety of
for your
styles and
continued
materials.
support of the student athletes and we cannot do this without your help.
Roofs that last long.
Thank you
Choose
very much.
Tony Langford Roofing. We've got you covered.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 6th. Leopards 4, Iowa Park nothing. Cade McLeod, who's walked and singled, leads off the inning, and he fouled back the first pitch. And wow, Ricky rushing, well done to his left.
I know it doesn't feel like much, but an insurance run here means they cannot tie this game with one swing of a bat.
0-1 the count to McLeod. Pitch high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. McLeod single in the 3rd, drove in a run. Gave the Leopards their 4th run of this game. Breaking ball up and in, ball 2. C.J. McNeil still out there. He's thrown 97 pitches. They went the whole 110 plus with Ramirez yesterday. They're going to do the same thing, it looks like, with McNeil today. That one inside, ball 3, 3-1.
And even the strike, he'd miss his location. You might take here.
Yep, ball 4. Well, Leopards haven't gotten the leadoff man on a lot today. They walked in the 1st, they singled in the 3rd. Now they're going to walk here in the 6th. That's 5 walks now for C.J. McNeil. Rylan Blair going to come in and run at first base for the DH. So McLeod today, 1 for 1 with 2 walks.
The pitcher, number 4, Maddox Moore.
There's Maddox, 0 for 2. Fly out to right, fly out to left. You kind of feel like we're going to move this man to second base and try to get that 5th run.
I think that's going to be it. Let's see.
I don't know about that. I think this is still a discussion about what we're going to do with the possibility of a bunt. He's asking, can I make a trip out to the mound? And they went, yeah, you're okay. So we got a quick timeout while the Iowa Park crowd decides how they're going to play this. The expectation, I think they have the same thing that we're thinking, which is probably Zach Fowler's going to look to bunt Maddox Moore and get that 5th run in scoring position.
The literal Iowa Park crowd has decided to play this quietly for the first time in 2 nights.
Right.
Not a peep from our right. But you can hear the Leopards chant coming.
Yeah.
They sensed it.
The nervous energy that the Leopards have had is kind of now into a place where, okay, we're in a pretty good place. One more, and we feel like ball game. And here comes the noise.
And I mentioned it the last time they had a mound meeting. I think Maddox, if you're Maddox here, a good shot, he's going to try to drop that breaking ball in the outside corner here. They're holding your runner on. Sit back, wait on it, and see if you can't flare it into right field and get us a 2-man on situation here with nobody out.
All right, well, here we go. Nobody out, runner at first. Courtesy runner Rylan Blair. Not a big lead over there. Moore, no bunt at all, and it's a first pitch called strike.
Fastball, he went with a heater.
Yep. See if they change it up with opportunity number 2. Zach Fowler giving his instruction. No bunt shown, pitch out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Decker with a nice job to keep the runner from getting to second on that pitch out of the zone.
Pitch 103 on the way.
Ground ball, 3rd, 1 hopper. They'll go to second for 1. Relay in time, double play. Five, 4, 3 double play. Wipes out Rylan Blair, the runner, and now bases are empty. There's 2 away for Arian Taylor.
The right fielder, number 6, Arian Taylor.
Taylor with a pop out and a ground out.
Tell you what, now would be a good time for the second home run of the year here.
He was listening to you. Took a hack at one. 0-1 the count.
It's never a bad time for one.
There's better times than others. 0-2 the count now. You almost get the sense Leopards are like, oh, we want to get back on the field.
Yep.
We're not winning this game here. We're winning the game back on the field at the top of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. If you're a Leopard fan and you're wondering, it's top of the order for Iowa Park in the 7th. 1-2. Foul ball stays alive. Well, if he gets out of this, unless they come back and win, he will have thrown a complete game and not gotten to his 110. This one's popped up in the air. It's slicing back foul, and will circle out of play into the area just above us. And it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes to Taylor. If he gets on, we got Brenton Pipes on deck. Leopards trying for a 3rd time in a row to get down to the state championship game. We already know Corpus Christi team is going to be down there waiting on whoever wins this series.
Let's hope they wait till Wednesday to make the trip.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. This one foul. It's still 2-2. Of course, Corpus Christi, London. 5 years in a row they've been down to the state tournament.
Really? That's very impressive.
Leopards can get there. You're going to have a matchup of heavyweights.
What's in the water
Thursday
down there
night
in Corpus Christi other than mud?
Crawfish?
Yeah. Dirty ocean water.
Here's the 2-2. Hit hard. That's going to be caught on the run, though. Towner with a nice play out and left. He got on his horse in a hurry. No runs, no hits, nobody left. This ball game comes down to the 7th. 4-0 Leopards. Maddox Moore back on the hill with a 4-0 lead and 3 outs to get. Last time out, hopefully, here on 107.1 and Game Day.
The top half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by Tony Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, and Texarkana Star Realty. Texarkana thanks all of you for your continued support of the student athletes, and we cannot do this without your help moving forward. Thank you very much. The bottom half of every inning of this 2025 state semifinal series featuring the Liberty-Eylau Leopards on Texarkana Game Day is presented to you by SBM Rock and Materials, Millway Credit Union, Davis Lumber, Wright Fiber from Ritter Communications. Again, we cannot thank these local businesses enough for stepping up and helping us bring this to you live.
Top of the 7th inning, Chuck Zach, Frank Sides, as we are 3 outs away from Liberty-Eylau making their way down for a 3rd attempt at winning state in the last 3 years. Maddox Moore, his postseason, this is his 6th appearance. With this game added to it, he's thrown 25 and a 3rd innings pitched. He has given up 15 hits. No earned runs. He has walked 3 and has struck out 10. He's 3-0 in the postseason with a 0 earned run average. And here's Braden Moreno to lead things off. Moreno 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And he'll hit this one to right. Arian Taylor going to back up and he'll let it fall in front of him for a base hit.
Well, Iowa Park needs something to get excited about. Leadoff man on, just like last night. But if you recall,
Number 2, C.J. McNeil.
it promptly hit into just a rally-killing double play the next pitch.
Here's C.J. McNeil. McNeil with a base hit, a strikeout, and he reached on an error by Howe. McNeil's certainly done the work on the mound today. Now they're going to ask the freshman with the bat, keep us in this game somehow. First pitch called strike. Moore came in the second. He's gone 4 2/3, giving up 4 hits. Ground ball. Neighbors has it. They'll go to second for 1. Relay in time. 5-4-3 double play. And there's 1 out left.
Gut punch, huge gut punch for the Iowa Park crowd.
And what was left for Iowa Park to cheer about is nothing but silence.
We might have to kill the crowd mic for this last out, Chuck.
The Leopard fans start to get to their feet. They've been nervous since about the 4th inning. There's going to be a huge outpour of relief if they can get 1 more out. A.J. Ramirez, 0 for 2. Maddox Moore, first pitch. Ground ball, base hit.
The explosion will have to wait another pitch or so.
That is 7 hits now for Iowa Park. Believe it or not, they've out-hit the Leopards today. 7-6. They trail 4-0. Catcher, Kane Decker up. Decker a 3rd inning single. And we're going to get a runner for Ramirez.
You see somebody in the crowd you recognize, shout him out on the broadcast. We're going to give you the Leopard crowd before this pitch.
They let the freshman Reed McLean run over at first base. First pitch, strike 1. 2 strikes left. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a foul, and it's 0-2. Iowa Park down to their final strike of the season. Maddox Moore looking to close it out. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch misses wide, 1-2. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Liberty-Eylau is going back to the state championship game for a 3rd season. Maddox Moore gets dogpiled behind the mound, and the Leopards 36-4 finish off Iowa Park with a 4-0 Game 2 win and sweep the series 2-0. And just enjoy the crowd noise for a sec. Maddox Moore picks up the win, his 4th of the postseason. He goes 5 2/3 relief of Dylan Neighbors and does not give up a run. And his run in the postseason is now incredible. 4-0 record and no earned runs against him since the playoffs have started. Leopards 10-0 in the playoffs and a school record 36 wins as they are going to take on Corpus Christi London Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Dell Diamond, to try to become back-to-back state champions. 1 at 4A, 1 at 3A, and tip of the cap to Iowa Park, a phenomenal year. They are so young, just 1 senior on that team. They're going to be back, and they may be back next year, but this is the year of the Leopards. And Zach Fowler and his guys, one last time, shake hands with another vanquished opponent.
I hope the Austin area is ready for an influx of Texarkana crowd people. Get your hotel rooms. We will see you there on Thursday evening. Pleasant Grove, hold us a seat.
Well, it's the other way around, actually. We got to hold the seat for them.
That's right.
Leopards will play Thursday at 7 o'clock against the London Pirates. Pleasant Grove is going to be playing on Friday at noon. We don't know who their opponent is yet. They're still playing Cal Allen and China Springs. Have a 3-game series going on that they're going to finish off today to decide which of them are going to see the Hawks. But for the first time in, I want to go back and think about it, 2008, I think. 2 Texarkana schools are going to be down in the state championship at the same time. It was Texas High and PG then. This time it's going to be Liberty-Eylau and Pleasant Grove. And we're just enjoying the picture. They're going to take their team picture for not only the regional final that they won last week over Gunner, but now the state semifinal that they won over Iowa Park. And it is a very, very somber Iowa Park Hawk crowd that's still here. Yes. They haven't left their seats.
Hold your heads up high, young man. You were going to be a problem for this classification moving forward. You acquitted yourself well. You ran into a senior-led team that was probably ready for this moment a little bit more than you were.
And not only a senior-led team, but a team where a junior, Maddox Moore, saved the game today. Dylan Neighbor struggled. Zach Fowler made the early decision. He doesn't have it. I'm going to go to my number 3 pitcher. He brought in Maddox, and Moore went 5 2/3 innings and gives up nothing and saves the season. Well, I say that. There would have been a game 3, but at least for this, allows the Leopards to advance in the season to a third chance at the state championship. They lost it in 23 when they fell in 13 innings to China Springs. They won it last year when they beat Cal Allen, and now they get a chance to take on another Corpus Christi team and see if they can handle the London Pirates.
How cool is that? 3 generations of Fowler out there just soaking it up, man. It almost gives me brings a tear to my eye. That's awesome.
You're an emotional guy, Frank.
You folks have no idea. Whether things are going very well or very poorly.
We're going to sign this thing off. Leopards are going to be down at state. I'm assuming you're going to be down there.
I'll absolutely be there.
All right. Well, then I guess we have a date for next Thursday night at 7 o'clock. If you can't get down to Round Rock to Dell Diamond for the state championship game, you can hear it here on 107.1. You can see it on Texarkana Game Day. Either way, go Leopards.
That was awesome, Chuck. Thanks for letting me be part of it with you, bud.
Tell you what, final score 4-0, Liberty-Eylau with the win. We're done for today. For Frank Sides and our entire camera crew, you've been listening to a presentation of Liberty-Eylau Sports here on 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.